Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Monster Hunter World Iceborne daily live stream. It is Monday, and I hope you guys had a nice weekend. I certainly did. I just kind of played around all weekend. I didn't really do much YouTube. I don't know, I guess I did a little bit of YouTube. I did the Leon build, and what did we do? We also played around with the, what is it called? Black Lightning Eagle Charge Blade? The worst Charge Blade they ever released? That's how it feels, right? Anyways, the Resident Evil collab has come and I guess gone in a way. I mean, I'm done with it. We could do it on the PlayStation. I just don't feel like it because I don't need the Leon set. I don't know. Maybe I should still do it. What do you guys think? Should we do the Leon set? Well, I need to reach Master Rank 100, so I suppose we could work on that real fast. I don't care about the pendants. Like, up to this point in the game, none of the pendants have mattered to me. However, maybe we'll grab that Leon set just for fighting Val Hazak. We'll have a Val build or something like that, right? How about that? Let's get that done first, and then I think we'll move on to the Guiding Lands. How's it going, everyone? Unplug my controller here. My controller was dead when I started. Winter is here, everyone. It's snowing for me. So what are we running here? Wide range. Why are we running wide range? Oh, we got a wide range charm on, huh? I mean, it's not bad. Yeah, let's go fight Resident Evil Mr. McPoopyface. We'll just get the Leon armor set built. We'll use that set for when we're fighting, excuse me, Val Hazak. How about that? I do like the armor set for Val Hazak. Yeah, when I first saw the Leon armor set, I thought it was just bad. But it's actually not bad. It's actually fairly efficient under two conditions. You've got to be fighting Val Hazak, and you've got to be using a weapon that wants to use Agitator 7. At that point, it's not a bad set at all. Yeah, it's not bad. But those two conditions have to be met. New sword and shield leaks, and all the Kanto starters made it, and more legendaries from... Oh, you're talking about the Pokemon game. Don't ruin it for me. I don't want to know. All I know is that Shuckle is in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that's all I ever wanted. So I'm good. Everything else should be secret. By the way, that comes out really soon, doesn't it? It comes out in like 4 days. Which means we're going to be having some late night Pokemon streams. Are you guys ready for that? I'm ready for that. I got a card I'm bidding on right now. I'm bidding on it in the middle of this stream. It'll be down in an hour and 35 minutes. Hour and 35 minutes. I'll be hopping on eBay to bid on this card. I want to try and snipe it. Sniping is when you don't bid on a card ahead of time because you don't want other people to know that you're interested, because they might raise the price of what they're willing to pay if they knew you were interested. So you place your bid in the last 2 seconds. Pretty sneaky, huh? Sneaky beaky. All right, let's go have a meal. So the Resident Evil fight. This is easy stuff. I almost wonder if they're going to have like a harder difficulty fight with that Resident Evil Val Hazak, where you can unlock like the layered armor set for Leon and Claire. I don't think they will, though. I think they should have done that, honestly. You know, I still have time. I was thinking about writing a kind of like a review for the Resident Evil crossover. I was thinking about doing that. What do you guys think? Yay? Nay? Maybe nay. Yash Jalem says, the Downey Crake weapon Lance weapon from the event is upgradable with Research Ticket Plus. Not sure if I mentioned it in another stream. What? Dust Blackout, how's it going, man? Great Sword says, don't be swearing. Emma Clark says, hi. How's it going, Emma Clark? Josh says, Gameconomist face reveal for Sword and Shield. Nah. Monger says, what is a good low-budget hammer build? Well, if you went and picked up the Leon armor set, that's actually a pretty good low-budget build. And for the hammer, you... What? Was that guy flying? What happened? Oh, he was flying. He was taken off to the next camp, probably. You could bring the Bone Hammer. Bone Hammer's not bad, by the way. Bone Hammer. Alright, let's climb up this thing. Great Sword Main says, we need a Dark Souls crossover. That would be nice, but we probably won't get one. I have a feeling it won't happen. Feels so good. Have Veterans Day off work. They should have had a weapon you could make with the Resident Evil crossover. Let's grab this red herb real fast. It can't be used as is. Huh, I didn't notice that before. Let's grab the green herb. The herb. Here we go. So we're just going to get the Leon armor set, and then we're going to move on with our normal stuff. I'm sure these guys don't mind helping. Our master rank is 74, by the way. So we're doing good. We're making good progress. Oh, didn't matter because I didn't reach him. That sucks. My cat just jumped off of me. Oh, we did hit him. Nice. Thought we weren't going to reach. Alright, let's get to the next level. Ooh, I gotta turn my TV volume up. What are you doing there, kitty? I actually copied your Iceborne starter build when I picked up the game. It's really good to have. It's pretty good. It's a solid starter build. That's my opinion. And one of the things I focused on in that build is just to help people not die, honestly. That's the main point of it. Get cheap armor early and not die. Because if you can just not die, you'll finish the whole story. Yeah, that's the main focus of it. Boop. Alright, we got level 3. Time to go crazy. Gonna make me flip? Yeah, he made me flip. Yeah, he's gonna do one of these. Anthony Tran says, Saz, Gameconomist didn't see my donate. Oh, hold on. I can replay it. Made a donation. Hold on. Let me open up Streamlabs. Wait a second. So the volume is up on my computer. Why wouldn't I have heard it? Give me a moment, man. That's weird. It should have made a noise. Let me sort this out, Anthony. Thanks for mentioning it. Yeah, it should have made a noise. I'm logging into Streamlabs right now. You did make a donation. Let me try replaying it. Oh, there it goes. It worked that time.
I'm so excited for Pokemon.
Yeah, it didn't make any noise earlier. I couldn't tell you why, Anthony. Wait, is it not popping up on screen? Oh, wait, it wouldn't pop up on screen for like another 30 minutes. Not minutes. 30 seconds. I'm going crazy. Thank you so much for the donation, Anthony. We'll update the snack fund in a minute. Let's wreck this guy first. Could I reserve a spot in the session? My dad is making me study German. I don't understand how the two are related. You're like, can I reserve a spot? My dad is making me learn German. Uh-oh, that's gonna hurt. Konnte ich einen Platz in der Sitzung reserven? I'm guessing he's saying the same thing. Mein Vater bringt mich... My Vater bringt mich... Is it mich? Dazu Deutsch zu lernen. And the zoo would be like zoo or something like that, right? My father. Ooh. Oh, we're zombies now, huh? No more rolling for us. Let's cut this guy up. Well, the session's always kind of like first come, first serve, man. If you're being serious. Yeah, it's always first come, first serve. We make special exceptions for like David Larson or somebody like that. That's about it. How's it going, Saul? Saul, you don't really miss many of my live streams ever. You're actually almost always in here. How's it going, man? Oh my god. Whoa, look at this. When you're sheathed with the longsword, you actually heal. What? Ah, darn. We didn't get the next attack off on him. Doesn't matter. We're already level 3. Ooh, he's gonna kill me. Maybe I should back up. They are related because I cannot play the game if I am studying. Oh, I see. How's it going, David? Oh, nice. We got a nice audience already. We got about 256 people. We're only 9 minutes into the stream. Usually it takes a little while to build all that up. Also, let me turn my TV up. I want to actually hear this. Alright, there we go. And we'll have a green herb. Doot. I got all the Luna Gamma today. I'm very happy. Luna Gamma. Yeah, so I just did a commentary that I sent off to the editor. So it could probably be like a few days before it ever gets turned into a video. But it's going to be the top 10 defensive skills in the game. And guess what made the list? Tool Specialist Secret did, of course, because it's ridiculous. It's a really good skill. Maybe we'll play around with it on the Xbox later. Oh, man. Oh, this game's so much better when you can actually hear music. Oh, I'm going to get hit by that. Okay. Oh, I can't use life powders. That's right, because I'm on PlayStation. I don't have life powders on PlayStation. Shoop. Please let me finish this. Nope, he knocked into me. Oh, he's so silly. His tail swipe's so much less scary without the actual tail tip, right? He's gonna spit again. Ah, we weren't actually in the path. What? How did that not count? That doesn't make sense. Nice job on the flint shots, by the way. For those of you who want to get better at this game and play better than me, get better at noticing when the flint shots are available, because they are a big deal. I forget to look, actually, because I'm kind of concentrating on the chat, and I'm trying not to die. But yeah, they make a huge difference. Make sure I actually hit him. Woo! I'm going to turn into a zombie in a minute here. This is the PlayStation? That's right, we're on PlayStation. PlayStation time. Boop. Oh, man. Well, at least we landed the move on him? I guess we didn't, actually. That sucks. Alright, we just move out of the way. We don't want to get hit by that. He's pretty predictable, isn't he? You know, he gained a few moves. He gained a few moves since the base game, but Master Rank Valhazak is basically just Valhazak. He really is. You know what I mean? He uses that move where he backs up a lot, sure, but that's like all he does. He doesn't really do anything else that's new. We just get hit by that. It doesn't even matter. Alright, let's chop him up. I'm dead. No, I'm still alive. Oh! Run! Run! So the effluvia heals you now, right? What happens if you run into the acid? Does the acid heal you? No? It appears acidic damage has no effect on your body. It may be thanks to the zombification. That's right. My new router arrived yesterday. If you're willing to let me join later, I'll gladly play a few matches with you. Yeah, sure, man. I don't mind. Oh, darn. I was so going to try and spirit slash him. It's going to be amazing. You were all going to clap and say, wow, Gameconomist, how'd you get so good at this game? And I'd say, thank you, thank you. Nice. But see, the helm splitter actually reached. Oh my god, it reached. The whole thing came out. Amazing. And I fainted. Oops. Man, it's really gross outside right now. JXE says, hey, Economist. First time viewer here. Just recently found all your videos and subbed. I want to thank you for your content. Your friendly voice is extremely welcoming. Happy hunting. How's it going, man? Glad you're enjoying it. I have a video that might be relevant for you coming out pretty soon. Actually, what's the next video? Oh, yeah. So there's two people working on videos. So I work on videos, like I edit them, and then also my editor edits videos as well. What I'll do is I write all of the content myself, right? And then I hand him off a commentary, and he adds the visual content to it. And then there's videos I do myself, right? And the next video he's putting out is 10 things you didn't know. So that's going to be like an ongoing series for me because there's so much about this game. There's so many little tips. But then he also has the 10 defensive skills, top 10 defensive skills. So those are two commentaries he's working on. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to do next. I have like a whole list. I actually was thinking for fun, I would make a video about why I don't like leaf blowers. Yeah, I was thinking about a leaf blower video. Wouldn't really match anything else on my channel, but I just hate leaf blowers that much. What do you guys think? Yanet Perez says, I have a grudge with the longsword. I just hate using it so much. What? How do you hate longsword? It's so well designed. It's like one of the best designed weapons in the game, sadly. It's like they love it more or something, the developers. Should I fight Devil Joe before the Elder Dragons or after in Base World? I don't think Devil Joe matters anymore, to be honest. So think about it. I mean, unless you're using him for a charm, you really don't need Devil Joe because his weapons don't really upgrade to much in Master Rank. You know, are there any Master Rank Devil Joe weapons that are must-haves? I don't think they are. Bro, please, leaf blower video. It wouldn't even be a meme video. It would actually be a serious video about why leaf blowers are actually really awful. Bjorn says, here it is a comfortable negative 27 Celsius outside. Let's find out what that is. You must be in a really cold place. We use Fahrenheit. All right, and we will go ahead and say negative 27. Is that what you said? Woo, is a negative 16. That's cold. I think where I live, it's like, I don't know, it's probably in the 30s. 30s Fahrenheit. Let's see, the weather. Oh, the weather is 29 outside. So 29 Fahrenheit where I live. David says, by the way, as a moderator, is there any way that I can help you, your viewers? I'd love to help while I'm here, and there won't be any donations for a while. Sorry, since I'm saving up. No problem, man. You know, you've given a lot over a while, David. I wouldn't worry about that at all. Really, seriously. So for helping out as a moderator, you know, when somebody has like a question and there's a very clear answer in one of my videos, you could always do that. You could post a link to the Discord every now and then. Mostly links is what I'd say. Mostly links, and then obviously if somebody's coming in and spamming like the N word on purpose, or you know they're just trying to troll, you can just like mute them or hide them from the channel. But you know you have to be. It has to be really obvious that they're coming in strictly to troll. But other than that, just chill back and enjoy the stream. Usually there's not much moderation needed, and I actually read the comment section really carefully myself. But the one thing I can't really do, I can't really look up links, because I just don't have time for that in the live stream. Silent Your Wolfie says, is Teostra's head, arms, and waist, Brute Tiger's chest, and Garuga legs a good build for Hammer? Yeah, that's a pretty standard build at this point. I would argue that rather than the Brute Tigrix chest, you could actually go with like the Kushala chest, which is giving you crit eye, and this gives you a little more room for like health boost rather than attack boost, because I feel like you don't have to have the attack boost for it. It's a nice thing to have. It's really only adding a certain amount of damage to your build, and having something like health boost I think is more valuable. Alright, so we got that Resident Evil quest. Let's see if we can build the Leon armor set. Full armor set, right? We'll just check that real fast. Yeah, it is snowing all crazy outside right now. My heater is going to go off like clockwork because it's so cold. Forge equipment. Let's go to Oop, I just made the mistake myself. Let's go to full armor sets. Here it is, Leon. Oh, we got to do it again. Okay. So we're going to run Leon one more... Not Leon. We're going to run the Resident Evil. You're probably dead tired of this, but we're going to run it one more time. We're going to get 6 of those coins so we can build the Leon set. And in the future, when we have the Nergigante weapon, we'll probably have like a Leon Valhazak set that I can swap into, right? Savage Devil Joe Light Bowgun is very good. Oh, right, the sticky ammo rapid fire. I think I was looking up and somebody was saying that sticky ammo takes like twice as long to fire though. So I realized one of the things I should do is a comparison in the firing speed of sticky ammo, even with, you know, decently low recoil. I should do a comparison to see which one is actually having a faster attack speed, sticky ammo 3 or sticky ammo 2. So that's something I'd like to know. If it turns out that well, yeah, I don't know. It needs to be compared to 2 weapons, the Fading Blossom, that's the Shara Ishval, the light bowgun, as well as the Rajang light bowgun. So both of those are getting sticky 3, and those might have a faster firing speed just because of the opening animation of the attack. Hello, Gameconomist. First time watching your live stream. How's it going, Trave? I'm glad you're here. This is a pretty active live stream. Give it about an hour. About an hour from now, we'll have like 500, maybe 600 people in here watching the live stream. Usually. We had I think it was last week, we had 1 or 2 streams where it was only like 400. All right, ready up. Walla says we should play sometime before my PlayStation Plus runs out. Oh no. Jason says hello. Great Sword Main says I'm not in the session. Can't wait for this to come out on PC. Hey, we get closer every day, right? So what are we in? We're part the way through November, almost halfway through November. So there's about a full month at least of December, and then about 20 days left, a little more than 20 days. So a month and just about 2 months away, roughly. Oops, looks like we didn't eat. Every day we draw closer to the end. Let's grab this real fast. You can cure with green and red herbs. Wow, that's amazing. Alem says session full. Oof. That's right. If you want into the session, the best place to go is into the Discord server where I post the session ID. I post it early in the session ID chat in the server. So if you're in the server, you have early access to joining the session. There we go, green herb. Still can't play at university, which sucks. Does it? Why are you killing all the little guys? You're killing all the nice guys. They were my friends. Is there an herb over here? I want it. The herbs are nice for like when the monster goes to the next area. They're nice for that. Boop. Snap him in the booty. Oh, I tried so hard to get the foresight slash on that roar, but I just wasn't fast enough. Boop. Nice job. Double flinch. Double wall shot. Oh no, I'm a zombie. Brrr. Shoop. Oh, well, he was just going here. Nice. Dude, we're just tearing up on him right now. He's drooling. Am I gonna be cured? Oh, I am cured. Oh no, there's a bad idea. Parts are broken. Look at this guy. He's getting wrecked so hard. Oh, that's too bad. It doesn't matter. He would have flown off anyways. Gameconomist, any word on when the Horizon Zero Dawn crossover will be this month? I think it'll be on like the 20th, won't it? It's really not far away. Also, I'm pretty sure Capcom is going to announce some news pretty soon. They usually do. They usually announce something per month, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's about news time, and I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something this week. So keep your ears open. I will too. Maybe I'll make a news video for once. I haven't made a news video in a while. I'm not a big fan of making news videos. You know, it's sad because they're so popular, news videos are. They get tons of views. So there's money in making them. I never have the motivation to make those. I like making informative videos where I'm like actually teaching something. News videos, I always have to like work harder because I'm naturally not as interested in making them, even though the demand is so high for them. People love news videos. Like, what's going on? Not the person who makes it. I don't know. Maybe some people like making news videos. Call them weirdos. No, I'm just kidding. News journalists. I'm a news journalist. What is news journalism today anyways? I bet the news journalists these days for like the major news companies, they have to be as clickbaity as a YouTuber these days, you know what I mean? I know lots about clickbait too now. working on all these videos. This is all about putting everything in a clickbaity format. Even if you have lots of great information, that information is not in a very clickable format. Nobody watches it. It's just how it is. Nobody wants to watch it unless it's like, wow, I gotta watch this. You know what I mean? Whoa. It's because there's so much information on the internet now. Everyone wants to make content, so it's like this competition to get people's attention. It's pretty, I mean, I guess it's what you would expect to happen. It means that you're spoiled for choice, right? As the viewer, you're like, you get to choose whatever you want. That's really nice, you know what I mean? So it's not all bad. I think I used to be more cynical about it, and now I just don't care as much. I just get to work. But when it comes to like traditional news media, it kind of does bother me. I like to think of them as objective, but they're not objective. Not anymore. And I think part of it is just the fact that they have to be clickbaity, you know? They have to be clickbaity. News media. Is he limping? Yeah, he's limping. All sensationalism and no substance. Yeah, it's not bad when it comes to YouTube, in my opinion. It's just how it is on YouTube, and you expect it. But it's like, when the major news media are like that, you're like, oh, come on. You'll read a headline, you'll say some salacious thing, and then you read the article and you're like, well, that wasn't salacious at all. They just chose the most salacious headline they could because that's how they get you to click on the article. You're not going to click on this otherwise. And it's a little bit true, you know. It's a little bit true. News media, they kind of are competing. Oh no, I'm turning into a zombie. They kind of are competing with like, oh, this is going to hurt. Nice. So they kind of are competing with YouTube and Netflix, right? A person only has so much time in the day to watch stuff, and usually people can only watch so much stuff before they're like, ugh, I gotta turn this off, right? So it's all a big competition between all the Does this work? Oh, Vitality doesn't work either, huh? It's a really big competition between everyone to get your attention. It's really interesting. Smack this guy in the head. I know what you guys really want. You want Monster Hunter. You could have CNN or you could have Monster Hunter. Not even close. Let's have this herb real fast. It's sad, but negativity sells more than positive news. Yeah, negativity. Did it hit? Oh, it didn't hit. That's too bad. Negativity, sexuality. You know, there's things people like. You kind of instinctually. Nice job. You instinctually click on it. You know what I mean? Sex is one. Unhappy news is another. Yeah. It's sad, actually. You know, I make a lot of my money from ad revenue, and I make that money when some good news comes out, actually. Like, oh man, Capcom is releasing this, or here's the next DLC, and that's nice. But it's funny, you know, if I did work in traditional media, I bet you I'd be making a lot of my money when there's like a mass shooting or something like that. Isn't that sad? It's like, oof. Like, okay, guys, time to make our money this year. Time to get our annual earnings up. There's a mass shooting over here, and we're going to be covering that for the next week. It's like, yes, we're going to make our money. Awful. They must feel conflicted about it. I'm sure they're not rooting for it or anything, but they must feel conflicted about it, you know what I mean? Because they have to make their money. So, yeah, my good news is when Capcom announces a DLC. Their good news is when there's a national tragedy or an international tragedy. It's really interesting when you think about it that way. YouTube isn't objective either. They're against conservative channels. Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but it certainly, there's signs that it's true. I've heard a lot about that. I suppose I would need to research that more. The problem is there's no real way to know, right? There's no real way to know if they're like shadow banning people who have maybe a personal opinion that they don't agree with, which is a really scary idea because, you know, just the idea of a corporation maybe manipulating what sort of political ideas get propagated. It is kind of a creepy idea, isn't it? Emma says, she's talking to David, I like the Savage Joe light bowgun a lot more. Salvador says, the nice thing is that with user-created content like YouTube, you can find info you trust yourself. I agree with that, actually. So it's cool. I feel like you can get an opinion that's more sophisticated than you would get in primetime television. Because primetime, traditional media is made for like a family audience as well as for an average audience. And you can get like these niche sort of news people or content creators who make content really for somebody who's more educated, or maybe on the flip side, less educated even, you know what I mean? Or maybe they educate you, right? So it's actually very cool. YouTube, I think, has been overall a very good thing. Let's go ahead and Well, of course I have to say that. Look at me, I've got a channel. Yeah, I don't hate YouTube. Here we go. We're going to make this Leon armor. We're not going to equip it. So the Leon armor set is going to be used for when we have to fight Val Hazak. And we might actually have to fight Val Hazak. Now that I think about it, we're working on the Rotten Vale, aren't we? Yeah, we're working on a Rotten region. Tell you what, why don't we put it on and see how good of a setup we can get using the decorations we have. Alright, so this is what you get with this set. Let's drop this wide range. Excuse me. I got the hiccups. We will keep Wyvern Blade Luna, because I don't have the Nergigante longsword right now. We'll take Vitality. And then we need some Weakness Exploit. Very good. 1 level of attack boost. Alright, so that brings us up to 4 there. And then we have these slots left over, and they really ought to be crit boost, but I don't think I have crit boost. Might have 1 crit boost. Crit boost is the skill that I need more than anything else. Yeah, I have 1 crit boost. Okay, so actually we're going to remove that from here. Move it into here. So I've got these slots left over. I don't really know what I should put there, but if I'm fighting Val Hazak, there's a few skills that make sense, like Divine Protection is actually really good against him for reducing the tick damage you're taking. If you want Divine Blessing. Where's Divine Blessing in here, by the way? Ooh, is it going to be over here? No, of course not. Actually, what I can do is choose Unfiltered, because I know it's kept over here now. So there's Divine Blessing, and then we have these 2 slots. Handicraft, maybe? I think Handicraft might be a good idea. How about Handicraft? So we don't have the Nergigante sword. Here it is. Here's Fortitude Handicraft, and here's Handicraft 3. Alright, so that's what we'll run. Change equipment. We'll go ahead and save this build. Whoa, what's going on here? Heavy bow. Oh, right, of course. I had this account before Master Rank, obviously. We're going to go ahead and save this here. And then we're going to take... Ooh, where's our usual? Is this our usual build? Yeah, this is our usual build. Looks like we grabbed Handicraft. Oh, because we were using Radiant Flow. Now we're using Wyvern, Wyvern Blade Luna. And we're going to change the charm out to... You can go back to wide range. I like wide range. I think it's great. Okay, we'll put it up here, and we will name this Longsword. Oops. Oops, come on. Touchpad's being a little funny. Man, I'm hungry. I haven't had any lunch. You know what? I kind of want that to be all caps. There we go. There we go. All right. Silent Wolfie says, in the Leon build video, you had 4 levels of Divine Blessing. Whoops. I think someone mentioned that to me as well in the comment section. So we're done picking up the Leon armor set. Let's take a look at where we're at. We're at Master Rank 75. And we are working on the Guiding Lands. Have we reached the cap on those? We have reached the cap on those. I say if we've got the cap on the Guiding Lands... Oh, we weren't working on Rotten Vale over there. Not yet anyways. We'll work on that eventually. So if we've got the cap on those, how about our optionals? Do we have any optionals we haven't done? We might have unlocked more optionals. Yeah, okay, so we've got some optionals to work on. Let's get this Wings of the Wind done. Emma Clark says, you need to update Snack Fund for Anthony. Thank you for reminding me. I actually forgot. My cat's laying on my wireless mouse. Let's just use my notepad mouse. Thank you so much. We'll leave him up there. My brain's always scrambled when I'm doing these live streams. Isn't that funny? Wow, the keyboard was so fast. That's right. PlayStation keyboard is light years ahead of the Xbox keyboard. I will admit it. It is a very nice keyboard, and it is silly that Xbox would not have a better one. At least the one I get takes forever to load. Some people tell me theirs doesn't load very long, but I think it's because I have the original Xbox that launched, and it's like, well, you know, if you're going to be working on your software, it should work the same on all Xboxes, honestly. All it is a text machine. That's the weirdest thing. Text programs are not complicated. They don't, well, at least I don't think they're supposed to be complicated, but I suppose it is. Error, YouTube is not receiving enough to maintain smooth streaming. Let's go ahead and drop. We're going to close Discord, and we'll leave Streamlabs open, I suppose. God, I wish my cat wasn't right here. Okay, you're right in the way. So I just closed down Discord. Hopefully that our internet picks back up. What you said about Kushala chest, you meant Kieran chest. Yes, I'm sorry. Did I say Kushala chest? I meant to say the Kieran chest. I'm wearing it right now. Salvador says, I'm from the UK and the BBC has gotten progressively worse over time. I don't really watch legacy media because of the obvious biases. Didn't like Piers Morgan, didn't he like swap sides or something like that? I know in the BBC had like Piers Morgan, and I remember him because he was considered a liberal. And now he's like a conservative or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, he like swapped sides at some point, or I don't know if he swapped sides or if he's like, he just doesn't like what's happened to liberalism. That's kind of how I feel. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like I was a liberal and then I just couldn't take it anymore because it got too weird. Baylor says, I got the release Xbox One as well. Sometimes the keyboard loads instantly and sometimes it takes as long as it does for you. Weird. Nice, man. How's it going, Baylor? Yeah, I got the launch Xbox and it just takes forever to load the keyboard, and that's not good because it's a keyboard. It's a virtual keyboard. Uh-oh, did someone just die? What the hell? Alright, let's get to level 1. Choop. Don't hurt me. Let's bring him down over here. Oh, we're not. Good old Kushala Daora. Who doesn't like Kushala Daora? He's basically my favorite monster. I love how I reflect off of his feet. It's awesome. Nice, we got to the next level. We got to second base, everyone. Good job on the flint shot. Again, why am I not doing the flint shots? Maybe it's better I didn't do it either, though, because I was the only one there to benefit from it. Wouldn't make sense. Oh, I missed it, but look, I can still go into the Helm Splitter. Nice. So I got the EI Spirit Slash because I didn't lose a level of the Spirit Slash. So for anyone that wasn't sure if you could use it on roars, you definitely can use it on roars. It works. EI Spirit Slash can be used on roars. The iframe can go right through a roar, and then it can hold on to your third level of the Spirit Gauge, just like you would hope for. Wiggler has entered the chat. Is what's his name? Wigglers, or I can't remember his name. I don't remember his name, yeah. I don't know what you mean by that, Giratina. Dude, this guy's so awful. Look at him just flying there. I guess I'll just chill over here. Like, what am I going to do? Grab him, maybe? Let's try grabbing him. Yeah, I guess I can grab him. Oh, apparently I can't grab him either. Dude, this is awful, man. Nice, we knocked him out of the air with the flash pod. I didn't know that worked. You know, I kind of expected him to work kind of like Arch-Tempered Kushala Daora, where if you try to flash him, he just kind of ignores it. So apparently not. So in Master Rank, you can knock him out of the air. Somebody should get that flash pod upgrade skill and see what that does. Do you think that'll work on him? There's a flash pod skill. Did you guys know that? Yeah, I bet you don't. I bet you don't because nobody uses it. Because it's a weird skill that you have to unlock. I don't even know where you get it from. I know it's in the base game. Oh, I'm glad I got hit by the wind pressure, not by his actual move. Ah, that hurts. What longsword are you using? Only the best longsword? This is the Gold Raytheon longsword. And it's going to be very effective against Kushala Daora because he actually has a weakness to poison. So we're going to be getting lots of poison procs throughout this fight. Look at him like running into a wall. Oops, and there's the tornado. Wow, he created that like instantly, dude. He's ready to be thrown into another wall, looks like. I don't have any pods on me. Maybe I can create a pod. God, I don't even want to get near him, man. He's so ridiculous. Freaking Kushala. Oh my god. I'm telling you. Can't believe people don't like Lunastra. You don't know how good you have it with Lunastra. Well, people would. Who even uses flash pod anymore? Dung pod for the win. It feels a little bit like you use dung pods more than flash pods, right? See, he's poisoned again. And look, we're dealing 40 damage to him. Oh, and he roared. God dang it, dude. He's so annoying. Oh, poked him in the head with my claw. Apparently I couldn't grab onto him. He's going this way. Did you know that TA Wiki rules update for Iceborne to allow use of dung pods, so you were right farming for it? Look out, guys. I'm getting my TA Wiki run, speed run, fastest Shar Ishval to kill in the game. I use dung pods on him. That's how I do it. Oh, nice. That was nice. God, this guy sucks so much. And he still got me. Why is he so bad? I just spend my whole fight like wind pressured. Nice. Oh, I was hoping that wouldn't hit me. He is drilling. We're going to get that leg. Alright, and he's done. Whoop! I thought he was attacking. He wasn't. In fact, he wasn't. God damn, dude. I'm a wiggler, and I used Walla as a hat. What? Used to love flashing Kush to death. I know, right? Oh, shoot. He's using his big... I don't know who he was aiming that at. Yeah, you used to be able to just flash this guy over and over again, and that was like the secret to the fight, you know? And then they're like, nah, that's too generous of us. We need to get rid of that. It's like, geez, Louise, man. Capcom's like, Kushala, you're just supposed to suffer when you fight him. That was the point. I'll kick this one as well. He's ready to be thrown into another wall. Oh, looks like they're pointing him the wrong way. Oh, well. Oh, he got 3 pushes on him. Oh, and it worked. Nice job. He got 3 turns on him. I didn't expect that. He's gonna roar. Is he gonna roar? I never have time to get away from the roar. He's gonna jump. Just think, somebody did the voice acting for those when you take damage. Just imagine some voice actor standing in front of a mic and he goes, "Whoa!" Give me that job. I want that job. I want to be the guy who makes the hurt noises. Blur. Oh, and he still gets me with this back foot. Isn't that always how it goes? Oh, I thought he was going to dash down. Mega potion time. Oh, right, we heal other people too. How nice is that? Although I'm about to die here. Is he after me? Don't be after me. You know what? Let's just max potion it up. Frick it. And is that a Kush? Here it is. Kush material. Daora Hardclaw. We're not going to skip that, are we? Kushala's like, nope, you've had enough flash pods. No more for you. Ouch. No, dude, look at me just jump in the air like every 2 seconds. What the... It's not even fun. He's exhausted? I think he's actually exhausted here. Whee! Guess we'll just wait for him to come back. Gameconomist when he gets hit. Son of a blip blop. Son of a blee blop. Oh, he's coming down already. Shoop. Oh no. Nice. Is he leaving? He's leaving. He's leaving. Now, if only someone was using Hunting Horn with all wind resist. Oh, it only helps so much. I mean, I probably just outdamaged that horn with this setup by a lot. The Hunting Horn, specifically, it's missing the attack up extra large anyways. It has attack up large, but not extra large. Wait, where's he going? Oh, did someone flash him out of the sky? Wait, was he going down to this? Oh, he was going down to the center of the map, guys. What? I thought he was limping off to his nest. How long is this fight going to be? I thought he was limping off to his nest. Apparently not. That's okay. That's okay, we're here. See, we're not that far away. It dropped some slinger ammo. Oh my god, he hit me with this pitifully small arms there. No! Let's grab this pod. Boop, we got it. He wants to drop that boulder for sure. Oh, it didn't land. Too bad. Too bad, so sad. And the other one's already down? That's sad. I'm gonna grab this vitality. Brrr, shut up. Shut up, dude. He's the worst, man. I don't know why I tried that. That would have been a bad idea. Because I'm impatient right now. Can a modder please do a PC mod where all monster words are replaced by Cartconomist going brr and ree? If I ever looked into it, I could probably do it myself someday, but why would I do that when I could just do another Monster Hunter stream? It doesn't make sense, right? I used to do a lot of modding on the Smash Brothers for the Wii. What was that called? Smash 4 or something like that? Man, we're about to lose our... Yeah, we're going to lose this again. Nope, of course. Oh, 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 and I got thrown. Oh my god. He can be thrown into a wall now. I just can't do anything right now. Is he gonna land ever? Grab these crystal burst. There he goes. KO'd, huh? Ouch, that hurts. Woo! No, 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 no! Oh my god. I want to throw him into a wall. I just failed there. Sam's trying to do it, I think. Woo! God damn, dude. He's down, he's down. Shoop. Nice. Nice. There's the wall shot. Oh no, but he's not facing a wall. Is it gonna work? It did work. Oh man, that's good. Could use a little extra damage, huh? I don't think the head's softened. He's gonna roar. Yep. I should have tried to Foresight Slash, but instead I tried to Round Slash because I thought, you know what, I'll just go for the finish. How long is this fight? Is no one else dealing damage? I feel like I've been dealing damage the whole time. Really consistent damage. Let's go ahead and grab this real fast. Starting to wonder who's not dealing any damage. Because this fight has gone on for almost 15 minutes, and that's not normal. Alright, let's go ahead and chase him in the next area. He's still not limping, guys. Ooh, guys, we're not dealing enough damage. One clutch claw attack with Hunting Horn does 600 damage. That's nice. That's good damage. Let's go ahead and sharpen, I guess. Note 2 plus spin move does around 400 to 500. People who say Hunting Horn is bad are people who are bad with the Hunting Horn, period. Nope, I don't agree with that. I've been playing Hunting Horn for a long time. When you look at the top speed runs and see the compilation of them, Hunting Horn never makes first place. Never does. It just doesn't do as much damage. And one of the main ways we define what's good and what's bad, probably the number one way we define what's good and bad in Monster Hunter, is what does the most damage. That's all people care about in this game is damage. And Hunting Horn's just never... Here's to give you a perspective, Hunting Horn not only never tops the list for speedruns, it's never even high on the list. It's always near the bottom of the list. So Hunting Horn is one of the least damaging weapons in the game, probably only competing with the Lance and the Gun Lance for bottom place for damage output. Yeah, it's just not in a good place, that's all. And they did buff it. They did buff it for Iceborne, this is true. But once again, I've got access to a compilation of the speedruns that have been made so far. You know, there's web pages for this where you can see all the speedruns. And Hunting Horn's still just kind of floating at the bottom. And I don't think it's just because of a lack of people using it. I think it's just because the speedrunners know it's just not dealing that great of damage. Still a cool weapon. I actually really enjoy the idea of the Hunting Horn. I wish they weren't so scared to let the Hunting Horn deal as much damage as the other weapons. I feel like probably what they figure is that, well, it's a weapon that gives everyone a buff, so we can't just give it the same damage as the hammer, because then it would be stronger than the hammer, because it would be as strong as the hammer, but the buff would technically mean it's doing more. But that doesn't even matter if nobody's using it, in my opinion. That's my philosophy anyways on balance. Like, if nobody's using your weapon, it doesn't matter how balanced it is at that point, because no one's using it. It's kind of the same, you know, like everyone was upset when they found out that the heavy bowgun has really powerful spread. But like, look, 3% of the people are using heavy bowgun. It's almost no one. It's not almost no one, but it's not a lot of people. 80% of the world records are heavy bowguns and bows. That's right. Fans like balanced. Actually, you know, it's funny. It's even worse than that, fan. It's more like almost all the world records are being held by the spread Zenogre heavy bowgun. So, but it shows you that people understand how to figure out whatever does the most damage in the game. So you can feel upset that it's the Zenogre heavy bowgun with the spread ammo getting all these good speed runs. When you really think about it, though, if they nerfed that into the ground, the speedrunners would just figure out what the next fastest weapon is. Because that's what they're good at doing. They're good at figuring that out. So if it wasn't the spread heavy bowgun, people would be complaining that it's the next thing. They'd be like, oh man, this weapon's too strong. So yeah, Monster Hunter has a real problem with that in this game, and I've brought it up many times. The problem is that people can use a calculator to simply figure out what's dealing the most damage. So, but when it comes to the Hunting Horn, my problem with the Hunting Horn is that you really never see it in first place, but also you never really see it even high up the list. And so I just wish that it was higher up the list, honestly. I do. Christopher says, why not bring Elder Seal to stand a chance against even Kushala? Elder Seal's not that good. Fan Perspective says, Charger Blade is still a higher tier weapon in 6 places on the leaderboard. Nice. Yeah, I noticed that Charge Blade actually tends to deal... Charge Blade tends to be higher up on the list. You don't often see it in first place. You mostly see Heavy Bowgun. Say what you want about Sword and Shield, at least its DPS isn't at the bottom. Yeah, exactly. That's actually true. Jalo says, I wish Charge Blade Savage Axe wasn't so niche. Is it niche? I think it's going to be mainstream. It's not niche. Do you mean difficult? You wish it wasn't so difficult? Oh, damn it. Why did my character jump? Hold on, let me climb up. I don't think I have Mega Barrel Bombs, guys. You guys go for it. I don't have Mega Barrel Bombs. Here, I'll put my health booster down. What about Well, about 80% because some Velcana world record is hammer. Oh, right, I've seen that. There's a TCS has like one or two. Is it TCS or TSC? I never remember his name. He has like one or two records using ledge hop spam. Yeah, I've seen that. Diablo says ice charge blade. So yeah, about 80% for bows and heavy bowguns. Yeah, it's quite a lot, isn't it? And really, even the bows don't have that many world records. It's mostly just heavy bowgun. Like heavy bowgun with spread ammo, and then there's even one or two heavy bowgun with cluster bombs. Surprisingly, I thought that cluster bombs were done for in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. They're not. You just move over to using true spare shot, which explains why they had to get rid of some of your reserves, because naturally you'd be getting some of those reserves back using true spare shot, because true spare shot didn't exist in the base world. So yeah, cluster bombs are still in the game, by the way, guys. They're still OP for single player mode. And I did a video on it. I did the Magna Gametis video, and I showed you a really good true spare shot cluster bomb build. And you probably just aren't exposed to it enough. But yeah, Zinogre spread and true spare shot with Magna Gametis is ridiculously powerful in this game. And probably people just don't realize that. But you know, I try to make videos on that kind of stuff. Have you done the Claire build I asked for? I've not done any Claire builds. I don't think that the Claire armor set is very good. Yeah, unfortunately. And mostly it's because it looks efficient for building evade window, but what do you really need evade window 5 for, honestly? Third World Gaming. Sorry. He says, I don't use melee for Kushala anymore, only ranged. Capcom really put the emphasis in aerial for the aerial combat. Yeah, he's annoying, man. He's annoying. That took us 20 minutes, man. That should not have taken us 20 minutes. I don't think he was tempered, right? Hold on. Let's see if he was tempered. He was not tempered, right? Yeah, we just weren't doing enough damage. I couldn't tell you why. Somebody on the team, myself included, might be to blame, but I felt like I was doing okay damage, actually. Felt like I was doing my usual damage. Void says, ledge hop spam is flipping boring. I don't know if I agree that it's boring, actually, but that's actually niche. You know how somebody said Savage Axe is niche? I don't think that's niche. I think Capcom actually really intended for you to do that. But ledge hopping is very niche. You're going to do that in solo play only, and you're going to bring the monster to an edge, and then you're just going to use one move over and over. Ledge hop, ledge hop, ledge hop. I always was really impressed by it, actually. I thought it was entertaining. I think a lot of people find it entertaining. He says what was his name again? TCS or something? He's a dick. The truth is, I find that people who are really competitive at games generally do have toxic personalities, and that's what makes them wake up in the morning and keep playing. That's just how it is. You're going to run into toxic people who are good at games. It's just how it is. It was the same for Dark Souls, by the way. Usually, the better the person was at Dark Souls, the more toxic or maybe just not nice they were, disagreeable, whatever word you want to use. They just were that. It's just normal, I think. I think it's natural. I try to ignore it, actually. So let's see. Post new quest. Let's see what else we have for our optionals, because we have other optionals to finish. Didn't we just do this? No way, we just did this. No, this is Ancient Forest. Hold on. Hang on. Were we working on something from here? Oh, we just fought Kushala. I don't want to fight him again. Where did we fight that Kushala at? This one says Ancient Forest. We were fighting him in the Elder's Recess, but what actually were we? No way, I can't do him twice in a row like that. Let's do this one. Let's do Lupastra. Good old Lupastra. Who doesn't love Lupastra? Everyone loves Lupastra. Let's see if we can trade out here for fire resistance. Vitality, Handicraft, attack. So let's drop this attack. This is definitely getting turned into fire resist. Show me fire resist. Actually, do we have a hard fire resist? We have this right here. So there's fire resist 2. And we will bring vitality. So we got fire resist 2. We'll drop this handicraft as well. We want fire resist. It's too good against her. Here it is. Alright, so fire resist 3 is on the build. Let's go ahead and change our equipment too. We should have fire resist mantle, right? There it is. Fireproof mantle. And we are good to go. We have Yuno, Sam, and Surfinite. Hello everyone, how's it going, gaming enthusiast? Moreno says, I made a build called Sticky Pete with the Light Bowgun Sticky Rabbit 2 and Pierce or Rapid 2 for Kushala. I wouldn't use Pierce ammo on Kushala Daora. It's not going to be very effective. But Sticky ammo is. Sticky ammo is very good against Kushala. Giratina, hey, you got the Shuckles. Did somebody membership? Usually people do that when they membership. Oh no, okay, no one did. The Shuckles have invaded. Oh, that reminds me, I'm bidding on a... Okay, so there's a Shuckle that I'm bidding on. It's got 38 minutes left to it. I can't forget that because I really want to win that card. Yash Jalem says, the same thing happened to me when I fought Lunastra in Wildspire and after I got optional for Luna in Elder Recess. What? Is it like a glitch? Fan says Sage Spam is more niche than Savage Axe actually because the only it can outdamage Savage Axe is Elemental Sade on big long monster. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I don't know if Sage Spam should be called niche anyways. Sage Spam's a legit gameplay style too. The thing is, when you're talking about ledge hopping though, ledge hopping is so specific. Like, you got to play by yourself, and you got to have an aerial in your build, and you got to be using a specific weapon because not all weapons ledge hop, and you got to have a ledge, and you got to keep the monster on the ledge. So, yeah, ledge hopping is definitely pretty niche, but Savage Axe and Sage Spam, that's just regular gameplay, I'd say. Just regular gameplay. Let's go ahead and grab fresh items before we head on out there. Why use non-elemental boost with the Luna weapon? Do I have that on the build? It's not supposed to be there. It's left over from when I was using the Shara Ishval, the longsword, so I got to remove that. Thanks for pointing that out. Probably just didn't notice it. Ire Valkyrsha says, when are you planning to do the weapon popularity video for October? Yes, that is on my to-do list. I just have not gotten to it yet. Souls games made us all toxic. Souls game, it was like a game you could go to bully other people. The invasions were very similar to bullying, and that's part of why I liked it so much. Believe it or not, people like to bully each other, and I think video games are a good place to do that. Yeah, I hate that. What about you guys? Do you hate the fact that Microsoft and PlayStation, they get on you so much now for talking trash to people? Like, you get your account shut down and frozen if you talk trash. And I really, 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 really disagree with this. Because talking trash when I was a kid on Xbox was kind of like a big deal. It was like a big learning moment for me. I learned how cruel and bitter and resentful people could be, and how creative they could be with like saying nasty things to you. And it kind of hardens you up and makes you aware of the world, you know. And now they're like, oh, mommy and daddy Xbox is going to step in and shut that person down if they say anything to you. And it's like, yeah, but that's the real world right there. I'm having a real world experience with this. And you can't anymore. They're just like, nah, we're gonna ban you. You said a bad word, ban you. It's like, damn, gotta be family friendly. It's where the money's at. But yeah, when I was a kid, it actually was one of my favorite experiences was playing Gears of War. I don't know if you guys played the original Gears, but I played Gears of War, and there was some very severe smack talk. And it would happen on the microphone too. That was another thing. So back then, people actually used their microphones. You know what I mean? People today don't use microphones. You know, if you even send messages, that's pretty. Darn, we almost hit the tip of the tail there. But yeah, people don't even send messages quite so much. Parties are rare now, and back then, parties were not rare. It was like a major part of the gameplay. There was some point where everyone decided they didn't want to talk anymore. I don't know what happened. But when the game first came out, that was like part of the experience. You're like, wow, I can talk to people while I play games. You know what I mean? Back when Halo came out, back when Gears came out, it was a big deal. Now nobody does it. They're like, I'm too lazy. I don't want to talk to anyone. They're all 5 years old anyways, right? But and maybe that was part of it too. Maybe it was because everyone was kind of younger playing games, and we've all grown up a little bit. Games are actually still a pretty young phenomenon. They really mostly started in the 80s, and it's not until around, like the late 90s that we get the online games. Late 90s? And even then, I don't think everyone was really into the online games. But yeah, the smack talk, I miss it, man. I miss good smack talk. I miss people being really bitter and angry and trying to bully each other. Love that stuff. It was a really good experience in gaming. And Dark Souls kind of captures that in a non-vocal way. You can bully people in Dark Souls without being on the mic, without sending them a message, right? And that's one of the reasons why the game is so successful, I promise you. And if they get rid of that in Elden Ring, if they don't give you the ability to invade and to bully, it's going to be just like Sekiro. Well-crafted, well-made game that nobody plays. I mean, people will play it, but they won't keep playing it. Here we are, we're like 4 years later, and did you know Dark Souls still has a pretty decent following? they still have a decent following, and it's because of invasions, guys. It's one of the best, most innovative multiplayer game modes out there, and they're like the only ones doing it. Nobody else is doing it. I don't know why. It's such a great opportunity. It's such a fun experience, and there's just nobody's making the same quality invasion experiences that FromSoft is, and they have like this special thing, and they better take advantage of it while they can, because it never stays that way. Eventually somebody else figures it out and makes it themselves. Just imagine if Fortnite lobbies had open mic. I never got into Fortnite. Maybe there's a lot of toxicity on that, but I like I like the toxicity. I do. The kids on the artistic spectrum is part of the experience. It's exactly why I log in. And maybe it's kind of juvenile, maybe it's kind of immature, but it's not all juvenile and immature. Well, having to deal with somebody being juvenile and immature is just a part of real life. Like, even when you get into a serious job, you still run into people who are not civilized, you know what I mean? Or they're secretly not civilized. Like, they appear to be, but they're kids underneath. And that's really, nobody really stops being a kid necessarily. But it's harder and harder to draw out that immaturity in some people. But yeah, it never truly goes away. It's just very interesting. But yeah, it's almost like playing video games has become, because of maybe there's a very clear corporate financial interest for places like Microsoft and Sony to not have any toxicity on their console. Maybe they gotten rid of it for that reason, financial reasons. But I don't know. I wouldn't mind if my son, was playing video games and he was having to defend himself against smack talk, because it makes you smarter. It makes you smarter and it makes you tougher. It's like, imagine if your kid never had to deal with the bully. Well, it's not like the bullies don't exist in the world. It's just now your kid's going to have to try and figure it out at an adult age rather than at a young age, when it's relatively safe and harmless. Well, and you can disagree with me on that, but we're so protected from bullying. But there was so much bullying so here's a great example, actually. In my family, because there were 11 children, bullying was like a way of life. Everyone was good at it, and everyone did it. It was just all the time, because there's so many of us. Oh man, that hurts. There were just so many of us. It was just going to happen to you. And whoa, later on in life, I'd have a YouTube channel, and you guys are all here, nice, watching my stuff, but you wouldn't believe the nasty comments I get and the mean things people say. That's just, that's kind of quiet and off to the side. But it's like all the experiences I had as a kid kind of makes all that seem pretty like milk toast, lukewarm. It's like nothing, It's like dealing with, it just is nonsense, because I know what it is. It's just them trying to get at me, and this is something you learned as a kid, so it doesn't bother you. You don't really feel it. But that was because of my childhood. So having a childhood like that, it's like learning to feel immune to the bullying. And this idea that, oh man, bullying is bad, but then the scientists all recommend vaccines where you're being exposed to the thing that you need to build a resistance to. So it's kind of like this contradiction, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, well, yeah, you need to build an immunity to it by being exposed to it. That's just how it works. But everyone thinks bullying is bad or something. I don't know. Bullying's good. Bullying's good. It's gonna happen. When you're in business and you're allowed to finally compete with another businessman, he does not give a crap about you. He is a bully. And it's a competition. It's an actual fight. There's money involved. There's real life money involved. Your kid's not ready to stand up to a bully. Like, good luck to your kid. You know what I mean? Your kid's got to be foolproof for that. He's got to be experienced and ready for all of that. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Do I see a hunting horn? I think I see a hunting horn. Was that windproof that I had? Nice. Yep. So I still have fond memories of smack talk on Xbox, and I really do enjoy Dark Souls because it's one of the few games where you can still bully people and be bullied. You ever play Dark Souls and you like lose really embarrassingly, and you just kind of feel your face flushes, or you're just really mad, and that's it. You just kind of learn to master those very raw sort of feelings by having to deal with them all the time. You deal with them, and then you kind of grow up really fast because of it. Oh, there is a windproof buff out. Oh, I don't want this. Oh, I tried to. Got to build that thick skin. You do a little bit, and that's a complicated idea. Thick skin, that's just a very easy word to explain what's going on, but it's more like learning how to tolerate things and how to just deal with conflict, really. Everyone today, you hear about anxiety going up. Well, yeah, people would be more anxious if they had no experience with dealing with anxious moments. Anxious moments where people like all beat up on you, or you fail in front of a person you don't want to fail in front of. Yeah, I'd have more anxiety as well. I just wouldn't be ready to deal with it. Put this away. We got the temporal mantle now. The absolute tryhards in Souls games. They're fun. Shoop. It teaches you other things too. Video games, they teach you that you're kind of like in a hierarchy a little bit. When you use the word try hard, and you kind of learn that there's people who always beat you. You learn that there's people who are better than you at the game. And this is another thing you learn through competition. You don't learn it from avoiding conflict and competition. You learn it by being in that conflict and competition. You learn that there's people who really are better than you at things, and that you're not that special, you know what I mean? So I think everyone wants to feel like they're unique and they're special and valuable. That's like the main thing that we all worry about, is why that is the main reason that you get, what's the word? You get anxious in your relationship, because your relationship kind of affirms you, like, yeah, I'm special, this person loves me. That's what a relationship does for you. But the reality is there's probably somebody out there who's a better boyfriend than you. There's probably somebody out there who's better at blah, 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 this, that, right? And you can try to ignore that, but you just can't, because it's a reality. And it catches up to you eventually. It's better to live in reality than to avoid that reality. And that's just my feelings on it. But yeah, I think that exposing people to difficult things in life and making them have to think about it and face it is way better than whatever we're doing when Microsoft steps in and says, yeah, no naughty words. It's like, really? That's like the best part of the experience. That's what I like the best about it. It's the exposure. Really important. When I was oh man, it's loud outside. Really important for me when I was a kid, in my opinion. And to think that kids these days won't have that. Oops, I did not mean to do that. What is that? Are they taking the dumpster out? Sorry, making a lot of noise outside. Brrr. Life in a nutshell. F for Sam. But at what point do you stop bullying someone? What if it goes too far, What do you mean? Are you talking about like people who get bullied online and then they commit suicide? Yeah, I understand that. It's dangerous. I get that, and it's an interesting question. I would say I think there's a lot of people who didn't commit suicide after being bullied, and I don't know. I feel like that's almost a deeper question of why do people commit suicide ever? You know what I mean? So like, let's say some people have a tough life and they go off and commit suicide. And is the solution then that nobody can have a tough life? It's like, well, you are going to have a tough life. And maybe the question isn't how do we control bullying? Maybe the question is how do we teach people to never commit suicide, right? Like, those things they're saying to you on the internet, that's really tough stuff. But also, you don't have to commit suicide over that, right? I feel like I see what you're saying. Basically, I'm saying we should expose your children to something that is difficult for them. And you're saying, yeah, but some children were exposed to it and they went off and did something really awful. But it's like, that doesn't mean that it's healthier to never be exposed to it necessarily. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? This is a tough one. For me personally, I prefer to be exposed to the conflict and the difficulty. I personally prefer that because I think that is far more important. But yeah, it's weird. I think we're putting like, well, yeah, I don't know. They still both cause problems. What about people who have like mental deficiencies? I don't know what you mean by what about people who have do you mean like, are they allowed to be bullied? I feel like actually when you don't bully them, that it ends up leaving them feeling weirder than if you did. You know what I mean? So let me give you an example. Let's say I was a little bit slow and I was aware of it and you didn't bully me, you treated me special. I actually would be offended in another way. Or here's a great example as well. Let's say I was really bad at baseball and you're just hovering over me all the time telling me, oh, you're going to be great at baseball. I would like doubt myself more and I'd be like, you're ruining baseball for me. Just let me suck at the game, please. Just let me suck at the game and let people, tell me that I suck. I don't want special treatment. And that special treatment kind of makes everything worse. Somebody who commits suicide over bullying, man, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like they need the exposure still. I feel like if you're so made out of glass that you'll commit suicide from being bullied, you're the person who needs to be exposed to it, but maybe the parents need to be aware of it, and maybe that person needs to be spoken to by their parents and be told, like, yeah, it sucks when you get bullied, but don't commit suicide. Don't be dumb, right? I've heard of cases of this where people get bullied online and they commit suicide, and it's often some very normal-looking person or normal person in general, and it's like, well, then you just didn't handle it very well, I guess. I don't know. I guess that would be a case where somebody kind of, not, I don't want to be harsh about it, but kind of too fragile. You ever think about that? This person's too fragile. And this is part of why places like Microsoft, they have to create those sort of, safe spaces for everyone now, though. But for me, it was actually important to be exposed to that bullying. It really was. Maybe it's a situation where the most fragile people are setting the bar on what we allow ourselves to be exposed to. You know what I mean? Here's another great example, actually. Suicide is for other reasons. Don't be dumb. Yeah, suicide is dumb. It doesn't feel that way when you're feeling suicidal, but it is. It is. We all know that. Everyone here talking who isn't suicidal, we all know that. Don't do it. That's why bullying is always evil and bad. Well, it is evil and bad, but the world is full of evil and bad. That's my point. The world is full of evil and bad, and tempering yourself against it is actually, in my opinion, extremely important for dealing with it. What is the session ID? I can't find it in the description. The session ID is in the Discord server. We actually have so many people who would like into these. I'm going to kind of leave the session ID in the Discord for people who really want to join. Emma says, most of the suicides from bullying are from mass bullying, not just a single person. I think when a whole group gangs up on you, it's a lot different than one dude online. Yeah, I could see that. I think still, the problem still, though, is even if every person in the world bullied you, I could understand why that would give you a lot of social pressure. But it's like, you need to be told it doesn't matter how many people want you to kill yourself or how bad something makes you feel. You just don't kill yourself, right? And maybe that's really hard for some people. That for me is very simple. Oh, nice. We're getting the whole thing. We got everything. We got the EI Spirit Slash, and we got the Helmbreaker. Nice. I rarely do that. It felt really good. Mess says, the situation is more the company image should not be associated with bullying. Yeah, no, I'm sure it's something like that. Andrew says, I don't have Discord. Wallamanga says, now that is actually discriminatory. Talisman says, a lot of people need counseling and don't go. Got to get their mental fortitude up. Right. Well, and maybe that's my philosophy, because how do you want to look at the world? Do you want to look at the world as if you're made out of glass and the solution is for you to be put into a glass cage? Or do you want to admit that you're fragile and work toward becoming more or less fragile, is what I mean, becoming less fragile, So I don't think the solution is to freak out and withdraw from the world. I think the solution is to find out how could we have helped that person from committing suicide in the first place, because you just can't control the world. It's very hard to, if you don't get bullied online by one person, you get bullied online from some other person. It happens eventually. It happens when you eventually get into business and money's involved. Whenever money is involved, all of our niceness, all of our civility kind of goes out the window. Whenever you reach a point where you're now in a competition, and when it involves money, it's always a competition. Civility kind of does go away, even if it goes away in a bit of you're sort of quiet, right? It's quiet, or you remain civil, but you remain underpaid. You see what I'm saying? It's just kind of how it happens. What happens? Corey says, literally most suicides come from people who have chemical imbalances in their brains. That's nothing about being made of glass. It's a legit illness. Right. Well, I mean, you can frame it that way if that's how you want to frame it. I've felt suicidal depression before. I know what the experience is like. It's kind of like anxiety, where you have less control than you really think you do. But I feel like, again, building yourself up to resist that is very important. So I would argue that you're even more likely to commit suicide if you were never exposed to conflict, and if you were never exposed to depression and grief, you need to be exposed to those some way or another, so that when you really are exposed to it in a really bad way, you have some sense of rationality and some sense of control when it happens to you. Because you can't just hide yourself from that your whole life. It'll happen eventually. Somebody you love will die. You get bullied online by a group of people who hate you. Which, by the way, that's very normal for me on a YouTube channel. All YouTubers get bullied online by a whole group of people. That was my point earlier. Whatever the case is, having built yourself up internally beforehand is so important for dealing with that later in life, because there's no like magical don't commit suicide pill. In my opinion, there's no magical pill. All right, let's get to the next one. What an interesting subject. We're going to post an optional quest. And look at that Kushala thing turned into a ancient forest thing. So weird. Wonder why I did that. Is that glitched? Gold Raytheon, Garuga. We're going to go into the Palace of... What? We just did this. Oh, man. It's got to be glitched, man. Look at this. We just fought Lunastra. And now it says we have to fight her again, but on Elder's Recess. Oh, no, man. That's not good. It's got to be bugged or something. I'm scared. I don't want to touch it. Shoot. Oh, also, let's see if that card is becoming available. 17 minutes left of the card. 17 minutes left. That's at least another fight. Let's go ahead and post. Let's do this Diablo's... Let's do a little decoration farming. Does anyone want to post their best purple investigation quest? I'll post mine. Buy special rewards. Capture Tigrix, that's pretty good. Scarred Garuga, Vulgar Anjanath, Acidic Glav. That's 4. Oh, that's 2 people. Let's go with Capture Tigrix. That's a pretty good one. It's not a bug. Oh, okay. That's 2 individual quests. It's probably a series of quests for the same monster. Okay, well, if that's the case, maybe, well, hold on. Let's make sure nobody posted after I said, post your best purple investigation. Somebody did. Oh, no, actually, he's playing by himself. Well, if that's the case, let's go ahead and post a optional quest. Let's get that next optional done. Hopefully nobody posted their best thing. Imbalances are not permanent at all. What are you guys talking about? Are you talking about chemical imbalances? Here's a great philosophical question for you. Who determines what an imbalance is? What is an actual chemical imbalance in your brain? Is there such a thing as a chemical imbalance, or is that something somebody said? You know what I mean? Who determines at what point it's an imbalanced chemical? This is one of the tough parts with treating psychological disorders, is somebody has to decide that what you have is a disorder, and it's really is a very interestingly gray area. This was something I was learning in abnormal psychology. So with the psychologists, and they have their book where they're like, this is a disease, this is a disease, this is a disorder, right? They're always trying to define it, and they have like certain criteria to define it by, like dysfunction and stuff like that. But it's not really, I mean, nature doesn't have labels like that. There is no label for a disorder in nature. It doesn't say you're disordered. You know what I mean? Nature, it's not like that. It doesn't have names for things. So it's like, oh, I must have depression. I must have a disorder. It's like, do you though? I'm not suggesting people ignore when they need help. Don't get me wrong on that. But I mean, I think people mistakenly want to give themselves labels, and they want to give other people labels as well. And this gets really dangerous because the labels can often assign attributes to you that you don't really have. You see what I'm saying? There's all kinds of stereotypical associations we make with certain labels. Oh, you've got depression, right? It's like, I'm depressed. That's who I am. Hello, depressed. I'm that. But it's always a bit more complicated than that, isn't it? What does that mean to be depressed? Like, did someone you love die? Then yeah, you're depressed. You should be. That's normal, actually. It would be abnormal for you to not be depressed. But let's say you're so depressed you can't function, and you've been that way ever since you were a kid. The funny thing is, that doesn't actually happen a lot. Most people were pretty functional kids, and then they got older, and they headed toward their teenage years, and they started getting depressed. But you know what? All the difficult things in life happen when you're becoming a teenager. All the difficult things. You find out kind of where you fall on the sexy scale, like how sexy am I? You kind of fall out how athletic you are, how intelligent you are, and then yeah, everyone's going to experience some frustration when they realize there's almost always someone above you. So there's this level of depression that you're going to experience. And people want to then label you, oh, you're depressed. Oh, you need help. And I think in a sort of self-pitying sort of maybe even self-destruction or everyone needs to feel sorry for me kind of bid on trying to make yourself feel better, you kind of buy into it too sometimes. Sometimes you want to be called, oh, I have all these labels. This is why I couldn't do better, because I have all these labels. Oh, I thought I was going to get that. People use the labels as an excuse almost to not have to grow. And that's another thing that's really true about life, is growing is really painful. New member Peachy, can we get some shuckles in the chat room? Growing in life is really, really, really painful. You know, one of the experiences I had when I was younger, when I was like a kid, I was like 12 years old, and I was finishing up like basic math in school, and then I moved on to like a new level of math. And what was crazy was the subject was much more difficult than it had ever been, and the amount of homework I was expected to do went up as well. And I was like, well, this sucks. And I'm like, is this just how it's going to be? And then, yup. I found out, I was shocked because I was a kid. I found out math never gets easier. It pretty exclusively gets harder. Math only gets harder. The homework gets more intense. Everything just gets crappier as you're getting older. And it's easier to say, oh, I just can't deal with this because I have a label. And it's like, you can deal with it, but the label allows you to say that you can't. And it allows you to become passive and stagnate. And again, I hate having to clarify this, but I always am going to clarify it. There probably is somebody out there who really is very physically handicapped in their brain. But the thing is, I think there's a lot of normal people who would like to think that they're handicapped in the brain, and they're very much not. It's very much not. You've found a way to kind of avoid having to deal with maybe some harsh truths or some difficult growing pains that you don't want to have to deal with right now by saying, oh, well, I'm this, I'm that. It's like, nope, you're just a human. Nature doesn't think you're this and that. Nature gave you that brain, and the brain's working the way it was supposed to work. And the closer reality to what's going on is life's just really painful and difficult. And you just kind of have to deal with it and, grow from it. You're supposed to grow from it. You're supposed to move into a new phase in your life where now you're an adult. And I don't think you ever stop growing either. Even when you're an adult, you then lose your parents. Your parents die of old age. You realize, oh my God, it's my turn next. Just terrible, terrible, difficult things continue to happen. Awful things. Yeah, this is an interesting subject, for sure. Harsh reality, she smacked them in the head and her claws were stuck in the poor baby's heads. What are you talking about? Oh my God. You just spouted the false meme that depression is caused by a chemical imbalance when it only has a correlative relationship, so don't preach medical proofs when you don't know them. Yeah, and who's he talking to? He's talking to somebody else. It's not a meme. It's just, I think that there's plenty of cases where the issue is not a mental handicap, because that's what we're really talking about when we use the right words. So if you're saying somebody's brain is so dysfunctional that they have to take a drug in order to get their brain running, because again, you're dysfunctional, you just can't do anything. People like that do exist, actually, and psychiatrists have to treat them. But I think for you and me, for a lot of people, this is not the case. You're not that damaged. And it's very comforting to think, I'm damaged. I'm damaged. That explains it all. It's not because I'm, maybe slightly uglier than the average person and this really hurts my feelings. It's more like, I just have a chemical imbalance. And you just have to be careful with it, Or again, like something actually depressing happens to you, like you lose your dog that you love, and then you're just stuck in this mood for a year, and it's like, well, yeah, you lost your dog. I bet you I could fix your depression without drugs if I just gave you your dog back. Problem solved. Woo, there we go. Come here, Kushala. Even the guy you're trying to back up just said it's not a meme. Well, because we overuse word like meme. I don't want to... It's not really a meme. It's just that it does occur. Psychiatrists, I mean, that's like their job is to deal with it. I just think it's very easy to believe that there's like a magic pill for everything, and there isn't. A lot of the problems that occur in your brain occur in your beliefs, actually. Isn't that wild? In your belief system. You can believe things about the world that totally change who you are as a person. For example, you can believe that the world is ending this year. There's a bunch of religious people that believe the world is ending, and it effectively makes them dysfunctional, basically. They sell all their stuff. They tell their children that, hey, the world's ending in a year. You don't matter. You know, just pray to God a lot. You'll go to heaven. You know, that's really dysfunctional. But it wasn't like some chemical imbalance. It was just what they believed. Or like the people who drank the Kool-Aid in the, what was it, like, I can't remember the name of that. It was a famous thing that happened in California, a religious group where they all drank Kool-Aid and killed themselves with cyanide or something like that. Cyanide-laced Kool-Aid. And they just believe... The whole thing's captured, too, like on audio. You can actually go on, like, Wikipedia and hear it. You can hear, like, the babies crying and stuff like that. It's really awful. But it's just something they believed, and I feel like very often we don't want to work on our beliefs. We don't want to work on ourselves. We just want to believe that maybe there's a happy pill out there that will make us happy, and there's really not. I feel like there's not a happy pill. For a lot of people, there's no happy pill. I don't know. It's weird because the drug companies have so many commercials. Are you depressed? Are you blah, blah, blah? Are you this? Are you that? We have like drug commercials out the wazoo in America. It's crazy. You turn on the TV, it's like everything's a drug commercial. We've got a pill for that. Are you feeling slightly depressed on a Thursday after going to the bar? We have a pill for that. May give you long-term side effects like suicidal thoughts. Isn't that funny when there's like a drug and the side effect is like suicidal thoughts and you're like, what am I taking? May turn you into a murderous... No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, you just take a look at the side effects on the side of the drug, and they're always like, it's really bizarre stuff. You're like, why would that ever make anyone feel that way? And you hear about the lawsuits later. You know, some drugs in the past, and you find out there's like this whole thing of lawsuits, and because the drug actually was really horrible for you or cancerous or something like that. It's like, well, what are you expecting? You're putting this crazy drug into your body. Your brain does not come with those drugs, by the way. Your brain's fine. It's not necessarily fine, but I'm just saying it's not generating those chemicals, and you're adding them, and it's like, that's a dangerous thing to do. You're not allowed to do all kinds of drugs that are supposedly unhealthy for you, but also this pharmaceutical drug is really good for you. Then you hear about like the opioid crisis. Yeah, people will try to medicate everything in their life away if they could, and you know, clinging on to labels and you know, trying to avoid difficult things in life is just all part of that, in my opinion. The opioid crisis. You know what's funny? We could get away from the opioid crisis right now if everyone just stopped abusing them at the same time, right? It's very interesting when you think of it that way. Like, the opioid crisis would be done tomorrow if everyone just stopped abusing them. I read how to abuse opioids. You have to like take 20 of them at a time, and I'm like, who's doing this? Who's snorting their painkillers? It's like, you gotta be really messed up to be snorting this stuff. And obviously a lot of people are doing it, and it's killing them, or they get hooked on, you know, illegal heroin right afterwards, or whatever the case is. And it's like, just don't do heroin. But people just do, you know, they're like, oh, I'm going to do heroin. It's a really interesting problem, and yeah, it's really interesting. I understand, I get it. You know, I have trouble like eating. I think everyone has the same trouble of trying to eat healthy, right? So many good, delicious foods these days that you could eat rather than eating spinach and broccoli, which is probably what spinach, broccoli, and like unseasoned chicken breast, which is what you should be eating, right? Nice. But yeah, and it's probably similar with like heroin and all that other stuff. It's probably somebody who's gotten addicted, but you could end it all today if everyone just stopped doing it. So it makes you wish that humans could practice more self-control, and it gives you something to work on. It gives you like a goal. Like we can end it if we fight it with our own minds. You know, if you fight it with your mind hard enough. And that's what people are told too. You know, like if you're addicted to alcohol, you're not just given like a special pill to end your alcoholism. You're told you gotta gain control over it. That's what you have to do. You've got to gain control. 205 says, if only it was that easy, and that's not true. You don't have to take 20 at a time. People get prescribed opioids have no idea that by the end of their script, they'll be very addicted. Well, I don't know all the details on that. Maybe you're right. I read somewhere that you would like crush up a bunch of them and snort them or some wild thing like that. That's really messed up, you know what I mean? But you're right. Maybe there's some people who only take like one, like they're prescribed. I don't know. I would need to actually read that the people who are taking it as prescribed are the ones getting addicted, because I find that a little hard to believe, and I wouldn't be surprised if people are taking them not as prescribed, like 2 or 3 or 4, because they like the feeling. You know what I mean? But yeah, maybe 20 is an exaggeration. Nice. Ah, we got wind pressured. Successful people don't dwell on the things that bring them down in life. I don't know if that's true. They might actually do that a lot. Maybe it's what helps them overcome it at some point. They learn to move on, let go of things that most don't. Nothing is easy. If it was, everyone would be getting what they want. That's another thing that's interesting. Sometimes when you walk in a nice neighborhood and you're like, wow, this is middle class life. This should be everywhere in the world. Everyone should have this. And it's like, why don't they have it? You ever wonder that? Like, why isn't the whole world just nice and developed and wealthy? We have the internet now. Everyone knows everything. You can ship anything anywhere. Can be shipped anywhere. So what is going on? Why don't people just do it? You know what I mean? And it's like something's wrong. Something's wrong that's causing people not to progress in their lives. And it's a question I actually naturally think about a lot. I wonder it all the time. Let's go up here. He's going up here, isn't he? Why don't we just succeed? You know what I mean? If only if it was that easy. Doing a whole bar of Xanax is already normal. Oh, God. Eric says, to be sure, chemicals are involved in this process, but it is not a simple matter of one chemical being too low and another too high. Oh, you guys talking about chemical imbalances? Yeah, it's an interesting topic, isn't it? Man, look at these mountains in the background. Never look at the mountains in the background, do you? Alright, I'm pretty sure that Kushala is going to land up here. You know there is no drug on Earth that could heal you from a cold, right? Drugs now can only relieve you from it, but nothing can shorten the time you are ill. Yeah, drugs are interesting. Drugs are interesting. Temporal mantle. Nope, he's just gonna shoot me. Ah! Kushala Daora, the most interesting fight in the game. What I love most about Kushala Daora is how he flies all the time. Oh my god. God dang it, dude. I framed correctly through that. I felt my controller vibrate, but I didn't actually hit him, so it didn't let me... God, and I'm bouncing off of the wings. Dude, this fight's so awful. Ooh. And he's gone. Nice job. Let's see how much time is left on this auction. And the auction ended. Wow, I missed it. Oh, I should have checked partway through. I'm so dumb. Oh, I was watching that all day and I missed it. Wow, so that I could beat Kushala? Not even worth it. Peachy says, check the bid. Check your bid, it's almost over. I missed it, yeah. Oh, that's sad. No, it did end, actually. It ended in the middle of the Kushala Daora fight. I thought that we would be done with Kushala Daora before the auction would end, and then I would just jump over to the auction. That's sad. Ketamine is actually being treated as this miracle drug. The legal procedure across Europe and the Far East that use it for depression are incredibly successful. Cody says the reason not everyone is middle class is that lots of people are fine with mediocrity. What? Rhythm of the Night says people told you in chat, dumb dumb. Cursed One says yes, it is. Version said it is very sad too. I went to like 2 or 3 funerals with high school. It messed me up for a while because these were people I grew up with, you know. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Another reason to hate Kushala, right? That only took 14 minutes. There was 17 minutes left of the auction. That's weird. It must have been, oh, you know what? It was the load screens. Oh my God. 205 says, are you ever going to open any hidden fates? Yes, I have more hidden fates coming in the mail. Evan says, oh, he's talking to JV. You guys are talking to each other. For type 1 diabetes, for example, a massive amount of money is poured into developing slightly modified treatments or quality of life improvements. Eric says, research suggests that depression doesn't spring from simply having too much or too little of certain brain chemicals. Rather, there are many possible causes. Yeah, for sure. Third World Gaming says, being selfish can sometimes be the key to being happy. What? All you needed to be was more selfish, guys. That's why I'm so happy. I'm very selfish. Let's go ahead and get this one done as well then. Wow, what a disappointment missing that auction. That feeling with no SSD. Yeah, I think we missed the auction because of the load screens and everyone readying up, obviously, too. The fight itself only took 14 minutes. Load screens, the real end game. Isn't that the truth? Ah, I missed that auction. What's sad is it only went for $32, but the card is actually, the cheapest buy it now price on that card is $60, okay? So, and the current bid on it was $32, and I was going to snipe it and agree to $40, but I didn't snipe it and it went for the $32. So, damn. Now the cheapest one is $60. Too bad. I would have been happy with the $40 purchase on the card, because its real value is actually probably 60. No, what's that saying? It isn't a casual relationship. What? All right, so here we are after Lupastra again, because apparently we have to do these particular optional quests twice. I don't know. Weird. What do you mean being selfish against others is not good? I'm just reading comments, by the way. I didn't necessarily agree with that. I'm just reading the comments. Nobody ever said they were the sole cause. We were just saying, wow, you guys are having a little bit of a debate, huh? Emma says, I set a timer for you, but I failed. No, Emma, how could you let me down like that? Rhythm of the Night says, who's paying $400 for a Pokemon card? Oh, Rhythm. My sweet summer child, $40 is not even a lot. There's Pokemon cards out there right now for thousands of dollars. It's as cheap as $40 because it's a recent modern card. If it was 20 years old, it'd probably be like a $100 card, or maybe somewhere between 100 and 200. Depends. I don't actually know what it'll. So I think in 20 years, I think those particular Pokemon cards, the ones that are secret rares or rainbow rares, or whatever you want to call them, I think they could easily have value in the 200 range. Ethan says, I think most people need to accept the fact that they need help from others, me included. Well, it certainly helps getting help. You know what I mean? Give me that shiny Charizard. Let's jump up here. Where are you suctioning at? Did he mean auctioning? I'm on eBay. Is that what you mean? Ah, I can't believe I missed it. I wonder if I offered the seller. Oh, I wonder if he would do that. I've considered. I wonder if I could just contact the seller of the card and be like, "Hey, I know your card just sold for 32. Just refund the purchase and sell it to me for 40." I wonder if he would go for that. I mean, he's allowed to. I should ask him. Because the card really is worth probably 60, because that's the cheapest buy it now. Let's run down here. I would take it for 40. He'd probably be happier to sell it for a few more dollars anyways. I'll have to ask him. I've never done that before. I wonder if it would go through. Let's hurt you on the head. And we didn't get to finish. I'll commit fortify to atone for my sins. I guess that the original Battlefront 2 was like 60 pounds at one point. What? It's nice to have help, but it's better to be able to rely on yourself. Oh god, twice? Come on. I needed help remembering to bid on that card. Oh my god, I missed again. Please don't hit me. And it did! Commit Kadashi. Woo! She's ready to be thrown into a wall, guys. Let's get her into a wall. Ravens. Oh, that's gonna throw me off. Alright, come on, we gotta throw her into the wall. She's just not close enough to the actual wall, though. Let's get to the first level here. Oh, darn it, what was I thinking? She still needs to be thrown into the wall. Nobody's doing it. That's not good. There we go. But she didn't hit the wall. She went in the lava. Roar! I can't believe I missed that auction. I definitely would have won that. Can't believe it only went for 32. That's way too cheap. Oh. Three. Boop. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about contacting the seller and seeing if he wants to give it to me for 40. But I don't know if he'd go through all that trouble. It's easier for him to just give it to the other guy. Just keep dive evading. Alright, and it's good. And let's stab her in the butt. Oh, that's not going to reach. Alright, she's up in the air. Where did this card go? It's going to be in the completed listings. Oh, I'm so sad. Are you thinking of doing some Guiding Lands tempered investigations? I'd love to join you once you're done with your optionals. Actually, David, we're at an hour and 48 minutes. I don't know if we have time for Guiding Lands today. We could do Guiding Lands tonight. Would you be on tonight? I'm thinking probably what I should do is finish up these optionals. I didn't expect to be working on them so hard either. I thought we'd be done with them very quickly. But apparently we have to fight tempered Kushala Daora twice, and we have to fight we have to fight Kushala Daora twice, and we have to fight Lunastra twice. It's been a train wreck. It's taking forever, man. That first fight against Kushala Daora took 17 minutes. I don't know why it took so long. Maybe I do. It's one of those fights, you know what I mean? I haven't even played Monster Hunter World for a few days. Been taking a break, but we'll probably get on and destroy the Resident Collab. That's what he's saying. Nice, she's... Okay, he's weakening it. Woo! Oh, she still knocked me over. To think you got to do this again for PC, right? Triple grind time. Oh, damn it. Oh, how did that hit me? I thought it was like behind her. Let's go ahead and put on Temporal Mantle. And to get all mantle upgrades, you need to research almost every monster to max. Okay. Darn. I rolled too early too. How did that still knock me over? I don't understand the way it works. Darn, can't believe we missed that Foresight Slash. I'm probably going to bed in like 4 hours, so unless you're ready by then, I won't be able to. Maybe we can do it tomorrow, David. How about tomorrow? Would that work? I probably won't stream in 4 hours. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock for me. So I would probably stream. Yeah, I'd probably stream again much later, actually. Yeah, maybe tomorrow, man. What do you think of that? Would that work? I didn't think that you would want in so late into the stream, that's all. Yeah, the stream's almost over. I kind of go for 2-hour intervals. And then I gotta get back to making videos, you know? I don't think we'll have time for guiding... Well, I can tell you, we won't have time for guiding lands after this. Nice. Perfect. Shoop. Well, we iframed through it correctly, but it didn't matter because we didn't hit her. Boop. Yawn tired. Dear Gameconomist, please enjoy this random comment as brought to you by my phone's autofill thingy at the top. Nice. Best random comment ever. Hi, there are some people who have had in this situation since I started one of my first classes at a local college in a ship with my right to the hospital for this issue of my own life and the fact. That is a really good comment. 10 out of 10. Boop. Oh, I should have waited a second. I could have used the EI Spirit Slash on her. Oh, so close. Here comes. Woo! Man, notice I haven't even been using Farcasters that much for the Lunostra fight, because if you can get the dive evade going, that's actually pretty effective, the dive evade. How close are you to 100,000 subscribers? We just broke 98,000. Is she limping? Dude, she's not even limping. Why do these monsters have so much health? Yesterday, we broke 98,000, which leaves us... Whoa! Which leaves us with 2,000 to go. Whoa, man! Drift GTR with the big donations. Jeez Louise, man. He's referencing, when he says Dono Day, he's referencing the other day where like 3 people, it was Toxic, Drift, and TR Anthony. They dropped like 3 huge donations at the same time. It was really, really wild. I don't even remember. When was that? That was before the weekend because I didn't stream on the weekend. Thank you so much, man. Very generous of you. Oh, and she's getting her head beat in with this. Jeez Louise, $50. I'm thinking about that on top of everything else you've given. It's just so much, man. A lot of really generous people. Oh, I thought she was going to roar. David Larson. Sergio Perez. TR Anthony. Drift's now giving a lot. Yeah, we've had a lot of big donations in the last year. It's really impressive. Oh. And I still get smacked. Any tips on Arch-Tempered Kieran? I'm a PC player. With Kieran, I feel like one of your biggest risks is that Kieran... Oh no, I should have gotten to level 3 Spirit Gauge. I feel like your biggest risk, if you want to talk about just completing the fight, is that Kieran paralyzes you. When Kieran paralyzes you, you're going to take big damage. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, you can't get out of it. Alright, she's getting away. Can we stop her with the flash? So oddly enough, building anti-paralysis is actually really effective against Kieran. The other thing is, if you're comfortable with using bowguns, obviously use something with like sticky ammo on Kieran. That's actually one of the easiest ways to fight Kieran. Is to just use sticky ammo on a bowgun. The Thunderproof Mantle is really useful. Eating it for Elemental Resist Large, so that you have more Thunder Resist, is useful. The other thing to watch out for with Kieran is, when you take Thunder Blight, if you get Thunder Blighted... Does she detect me if I stand here? No, she doesn't. Okay. The other thing is, if you don't bring your Elemental Resist up to like, 20, and you do get Thunder Blighted, that's a real dangerous scenario because you get KO'd very quickly when you have Thunder Blight on. They should put Great Spirit Vein Gems and Temper Elder Dragon Investigation rewards. Yeah, but then you'd have no reason to play in the Guiding Lands. Don't play multiplayer Kieran. Multiplayer Kieran can be fine. There's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. Sometimes it's more fun. Who does that? Who puts the barrels down like that? She's gonna roar now. No, she didn't roar. Oh, nice. Somebody dragon potted her. And now she's leveling up again. Boop. Actually, we're going to go for the wings. I rolled way too early. She gonna smack me? There she goes. Let's go ahead and get the Temporal Mantle running. Oh man, what is she doing? Come on, tempered Luna, or not tempered, regular Lunastra, just stop. This is why I missed out on that Shuckle auction right here. Because I was busy dealing with the monster who doesn't want to die. Puts a barrel behind you mid Spirit Slash. I know, right? It's a rookie move. Oh, darn it. Couldn't get out of that. She's going to ult. See how easy it is to deal with her ult. Oh, look. Surfing it actually died there. I wonder why. That's weird. I was going to say, you can see how easy it is to deal with their ult when you actually have the wind pressure resist. Ah, what was the point? And she's gone. Nice job, guys. It only took us 16 minutes. Actually, it's really slow. That is a very slow kill time. I feel like probably part of the reason is actually the hunting horn. It's just not giving out attack up extra large, and then it is giving windproof, which is nice, but the horn itself, I would question how much damage the horn itself is dealing on the team. Is probably the lowest damage output. Which is why you don't see me play hunting horns very much these days. I just haven't played them very much. I really wish Capcom would do more for the horns rather than just attack up extra large. Don't know if you're aware of this, but there has been a major issue going on with YouTube, more in next comment. Where if a YouTuber is live streaming and his/her chat spams particularly emotes, then it can result in people having their entire Google account banned with no explanation. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know who told you that. You know, maybe there was some kind of glitch on YouTube's side, but it sounds like if you were to put down a few emotes and have your whole account banned, YouTube would lose out on a ton of money because you're no longer generating ads for them. So there's no way that that's anything other than a mistake. So people freaking out about it is probably unnecessary. Imagine prioritizing DPS over fun. Well, I will tell you one thing though. Fighting Lunastra for 16 minutes isn't necessarily fun. So keep that in mind. I find Bezel the easiest. Who's Bezel? Tempered bagel with a lance is very easy. Tempered basil goose. Markiplier's a huge content creator, so very likely whatever happened to him was a glitch or an accident, and all I'm sure he had to do was contact YouTube and they restored his account. You know, because he's generating tons of content for them, and that means tons of ad revenue for YouTube. So probably what he did, because he's a very good clickbait maker, which is what you have to be if you're a YouTuber, he probably then made a really terrific video talking about how awful it is, and now you're all here to warn me when probably it's not happening to anyone else. It's probably a very rare condition, actually. I'm sure it was an accident. I got like 10 messages about it, and it's like, okay. It's like, very interesting. Let's go ahead and save, let's go ahead and save the game. Wow, grinding, man. Grinding Monster Hunter World. I am ready for some bosses already. We have been grinding it up, have we not? Let's take a look. So, Master Rank 76, and our guiding lands are already maxed out. So right now they're not a high priority, which is why we worked on optional quests today. Tomorrow, we could still work in the guiding lands. Alternatively, we could work on purple investigations in order to farm for decorations, because I do need crit boost decorations. Those are very important for your damage output. So if we're just grinding our master rank up to level 100, that would be a fairly decent goal, is to focus on the crit boost decorations. And we would get those faster by focusing on purple reward investigations. Sound right? Let's go ahead and get the Kabuki going. We're at the 2-hour mark. Kabuki. Kabuki. Drift GTR. Thank you so much, man, for that large donation. It really lit up my day, basically. I mean, it's such a nice thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up here. And I will probably have a late night stream. I'm going to try and have a consistent stream schedule, 12 p.m. Central Time. Between 12 and 1 is when we'll start Central Time. And then for nighttime, probably 11 p.m. Central Time, so that I'm done at least by 1 a.m. Because I don't want to really go any later than that, or else I'm going to be too tired in the morning. No later than 1 a.m. All right. Let's go ahead and hop off. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys next time.